partnership offer letter is so important because it sets out the key principles upon which you're going to admit the new partner. And we so often find that mistakes are made in the offer letter, so that, for instance, the person thinks they're being taken on as an employee when they're not. Practice thinks they're taking them on as a partner, or the profit shares aren't made clear. The days of the week that the person is working are not clearly set out. The probationary period isn't sufficiently drawn up so that the person joins thinking they're not serving one out when the practice thinks they are. So it's really important to get a clear offer letter out right at the start, which sets out the key principles of admission, including the start date, and cross-refers to your current up-to-date partnership agreement. The offer letter should make it absolutely and unequivocally clear that this is an offer of partnership. The person is not in any way an employee. It should also make it clear that you will be notifying NHS England and CQC of their admission date. The start date should be clearly set out. It's also wise to set out whether or not they're going to be expected to contribute to the working capital of the practice, and if they are, how they're going to do that. Is that going to be a lump sum capital contribution, or is that going to be by way of a restriction of drawings? And then obviously you need to think about the property. So if you're in a leasehold building, at the end of the mutual assessment period, are you going to be expecting their name to go on the lease, or are you going to be dealing with that in some other way in the partnership agreement? And if you're in a freehold building, are they going to be expected to be buying in and raising their own finance to do so? It's always wise, the offer letter must cross-refer to the current partnership agreement, so you must make sure that it's annexed to the offer letter and provided to the partner before they sign up to the offer letter. It's also always useful to have them countersigning the offer letter so that you're clear they've read it, understood it and agreed to it. So there's a clear offer and acceptance and an intention to create a legal relationship. Typically the offer letter will be signed by all the partners or signed by one partner on behalf of all the partners and then countersigned by the incoming partner. We come across a huge amount of practices who haven't sent out an offer letter. It's either been agreed verbally or done in a very informal way by various emails across a period of time. The difficulty with that is that particularly if somebody's handed in their notice in reliance on very unclear emails or an unclear verbal agreement, it can lead to problems later on. Some of the bigger problems that we've had to deal with by not having a clear offer letter in place is that someone has joined thinking that they are a partner when the practice actually was thinking that they were a locum or an employee. Other problems have been around profit share and often about days of working. Often areas of disputes can arise around hours worked once they've joined or days of the week that are requested to be worked if a partner was assuming that they weren't going to be working certain days.